Want to vote? Want to have kids? In the 23rd century, none of that is your right. It's a privilege earned through military service. And with an interstellar war against a nightmarish alien race threatening humanity's survival, recruitment is at an all-time high. The government glorifies war, but what they don't show are the horrors that await on the battlefield. By the 23rd century, Earth's governance has fallen under the command of militarized institutions. Citizenship, once a birthright, is now a privilege earned solely through service. Essential rights, such as voting and forming a family, are reserved for those who enlist in the armed forces. Amidst this era of strict order, humanity makes a breakthrough. Interstellar travel. Their explorations lead to the discovery of a formidable alien race, an insectoid species inhabiting the distant planet of Klandathu. From the moment of first contact, war erupts, locking humankind and these creatures in an unrelenting battle over territory. To fuel the war machine, military organizations flood the public with recruitment advertisements, glorifying the battlefield as a noble endeavor. These promotional videos depict soldiers charging headfirst into combat, unleashing their firepower on the alien adversaries with precision and skill. Yet, any footage of the troops suffering casualties is conveniently omitted, ensuring that only the triumphs of humanity are broadcasted. On Earth, inside a rigid classroom, Professor Raskzak delivers a lecture on history and the indispensable role of military service. However, one student, Rico, is distracted, his attention more invested in passing doodles to his girlfriend, Carmen, than absorbing the lesson. When questioned, Rico manages to recite the expected answer, but Raskzak reprimands him, emphasizing that memorization without comprehension holds no value. Later, exam results are unveiled. Carmen, who has been diligently preparing for acceptance into the prestigious Fleet Academy, excels. Rico, however, is met with disappointment. His mathematics score stands at a mere 35%. Carl, a mutual friend, mischievously enlarges Rico's failing grade on the screen, drawing chuckles from their peers. In a casual exchange, Carl hints at the affections of another student, Dizzy, but Rico remains steadfast. His heart is set on Carmen. The students then move to another course, a practical session on dissecting alien creatures. Rico performs the task with ease, while Carmen struggles, visibly unsettled by the sight. That afternoon, Carl, gifted with psychic abilities, tests Rico's extrasensory perception. Though Carl can telepathically influence his pet, Rico fails miserably at guessing the symbols on Carl's cards. Despite his academic shortcomings, Rico excels in sports. During an intense American football match, he becomes acutely aware of an opposing player, Xander, who is openly flirting with Carmen. Fueled by jealousy, Rico plays aggressively, stealing the ball from Xander and securing victory for his team. The captain reprimands him for being overly emotional, but Rico's determination remains unshaken. Feeling the sting of competition, Rico resolves to enlist in the military, primarily to remain close to Carmen. However, when he breaks the news to his parents, they react with dismay. They attempt to dissuade him, even offering an extravagant trip to space, but Rico remains torn. At the school dance, Rico searches for Carmen, only to find her engaged in conversation with Xander. Fueled by jealousy, he whisks her away for a dance and declares his intent to join the military alongside her. The next day, at the recruitment center, Rico enlists in the mobile infantry, Carmen secures a position in the pilot corps, and Carl is accepted into intelligence. Their paperwork is processed by a veteran missing several limbs, a stark reminder of the risks they face. Undeterred, they make a solemn pact to remain friends no matter what. Back home, Rico's decision ignites a fierce argument with his parents. His father, in an act of finality, disowns him, severing all financial support. Carrying nothing but his determination, Rico walks away from the only home he has ever known. At the departure terminal, he and Carmen exchange farewells, promising to write. Meanwhile, military propaganda grows increasingly aggressive, showcasing the devastation caused by the alien onslaught. Upon arrival at the grueling training camp, Rico meets Sergeant Zem, a hardened instructor. Zem immediately tests the recruits, inviting any brave soul to challenge him. A volunteer steps forward, but is effortlessly subdued, suffering a brutal arm fracture. Moments later, Dizzy unexpectedly arrives, having requested a transfer to Rico's unit. She, too, faces Zem's challenge, and though easily overpowered, her persistence earns her a place in the squad. During lunch, Rico confronts a recruit named Ace for cutting in line. Instead of a fight, they forge an unexpected friendship. The recruits undergo rigorous drills, pushing their physical and mental endurance to the limit. Ace complains about a sharp object-throwing exercise, prompting Zem to pin his hand to the wall with a well-aimed blade as a lesson. That evening, the recruits discuss their reasons for enlisting. When it's Rico's turn, he remains silent. Dizzy takes the opportunity to expose the truth. Rico joined because of a woman. His fellow recruits erupt in laughter. Later, Rico records a video message for Carmen, enduring playful taunts from his peers. Meanwhile, Carmen watches the message fondly before resuming her flight training. She pilots a shuttle for the first time, impressing her instructors with her sharp reflexes. Upon landing, she is startled to find Xander, now an assistant instructor. Their interactions become increasingly friendly. Back at the infantry, Rico continues to excel. During a simulated battle exercise, he and Dizzy strategize flawlessly, securing victory for their team. Impressed, Zem promotes Rico to squad leader. However, triumph is short-lived. A training simulation involving live ammunition turns fatal when Rico, attempting to assist a recruit with a faulty helmet, unintentionally exposes him to fire. A stray bullet takes the recruit's life. Stricken with guilt, Rico is stripped of his command and publicly punished with a brutal whipping. Meanwhile, Carmen's reputation soars. Her expert piloting allows her ship to narrowly escape an incoming asteroid, though part of the vessel sustains damage. Determined to leave the military, Rico drafts his resignation. Dizzy pleads with him to reconsider, but he is resolute. He contacts his parents to apologize, intending to return home. Midway through the call, the signal is abruptly cut. Moments later, news reports reveal a catastrophic event. The very asteroid Carmen evaded has struck Rico's home city, annihilating millions, including his parents. Devastated and fueled by vengeance, Rico retracts his resignation and vows to fight. His superior, despite initial reluctance, tears up Rico's discharge papers, allowing him to stay. Meanwhile, intelligence units develop a new strategy to defeat the alien menace. Carl, now a leading researcher, announces that striking the creature's nerve stems is the key to bringing them down. A grand offensive is planned. Rico and his squad, now part of the main attack force, prepare for deployment. Before the battle, Rico and Carmen cross paths once more. Carmen insists their breakup was for the best, but their conversation is interrupted by Xander. Sensing the romantic tension between them, Rico suppresses his emotions and attempts to walk away, until Xander insults the mobile infantry. Enraged, Rico attacks him. The brawl is short-lived as their comrades quickly separate them. United by a single purpose, Rico and his team mark their commitment with a symbolic tattoo, their oath to annihilate the alien threat, no matter the cost. With their forces assembled, humanity launches an all-out offensive against the insectoid menace of Clandithu. Shuttles carrying waves of soldiers descend toward the battlefield, but before they can even touch the surface, a relentless barrage of plasma fire streaks through the sky. Explosions ripple across the fleet, obliterating many vessels before they can land. Amid the chaos, Carmen and Xander pilot their ship with masterful precision, dodging the lethal energy blasts until one finally strikes, sending their craft spiraling. Those who survive the aerial assault land on the planet's surface, quickly rallying to counterattack. It becomes evident that the devastating plasma fire originates from enormous, artillery-like bugs. In a desperate move, the infantry unleashes tactical nukes, obliterating the largest creatures before charging into the fray. What follows is sheer carnage, a relentless clash between man and monster. Despite their advanced weaponry, the soldiers are vastly outnumbered. The battlefield is soon engulfed in blood and fire as the infantry is overrun. A news reporter embedded with the troops captures the horror firsthand, but is soon devoured by one of the monstrous adversaries. The cameraman, undeterred, continues filming until another bug ambushes the unit, wiping them out completely. Watching his comrades die ignites a fury within Rico. He unloads round after round into the monstrous insect, finally bringing it down, but not before sustaining a severe leg injury. Darkness consumes him as he collapses. By morning, the aftermath of the failed assault reaches Earth's command. The Sky Marshal, disgraced by the lack of intelligence leading up to the mission, resigns. His successor immediately restructures strategy, emphasizing the need to understand the enemy rather than rush into blind extermination. Scientists speculate that a hive mind exists among the bugs, a leadership caste directing their armies. Meanwhile, Carmen and her crewmates manage to evade destruction, navigating their battered ship back to base. Upon arrival, they scan casualty reports. Carmen's heart sinks. Rico is listed among the fallen. But the report is incorrect. Rico has survived and is receiving treatment at a military facility, thanks to a last-minute rescue by none other than Raskzak, now a lieutenant leading his own unit. Dizzy and Ace visit Rico, laughing at the absurdity of his premature death. Once healed, Rico joins Raskzak's elite team, the Roughnecks, tasked with clearing out hostile planets surrounding Clandithu. On their next mission, the Roughnecks bombard an enemy-infested sector from the skies before moving in. As they search for underground nests, a tanker bug, a colossal, fire-spewing beast, erupts from beneath the surface, sending soldiers scrambling. Rico, refusing to flee, leaps onto the monster's back, unloading his weapon into its thick hide before lobbing a grenade into the wound. The resulting explosion unaliving the beast, earning Rico a promotion to corporal. In turn, he names Dizzy as a new squad leader. That evening, the Roughnecks celebrate their victory. Rico, finally lowering his guard, shares a dance with Dizzy. Their chemistry builds into something more, leading them to his quarters. Just as they embrace, Raskzak interrupts with urgent news. An emergency distress call has been received. Graciously, the lieutenant grants them 20 minutes before departure, allowing them to savor their fleeting moment together. The next morning, the Roughnecks deploy to Planet P, responding to the distress beacon. As they move in, disaster strikes. A flying bug snatches a sergeant midair. Raskzak, unwilling to let him suffer, puts him down with a single fire and orders his men to do the same for him should he ever be captured. When they reach the source of the distress call, horror unfolds before them. The base is a massacre site, corpses strewn everywhere, their skulls hollowed out. The realization is chilling. The bugs extract human brains. A faint noise catches their attention, and they discover a lone survivor, a panicked general. He unveils the truth. Before extracting brains, the bugs manipulate their victims, forcing them to send fake distress calls. Just then, an unstoppable wave of bugs descends upon them. The Roughnecks fight valiantly, using heavy artillery and base cannons to hold the line. But the enemy is evolving. Winged monstrosities join the fray, complicating their defense. Rico takes down one, but its massive corpse crushes the general beneath it. As reinforcements are requested, the situation grows dire. Bugs breach the walls, and ammunition runs low. Just as all hope seems lost, Carmen's ship arrives for extraction. Before they can retreat, another tanker bug emerges, tearing Raskzak apart. Keeping his promise, Rico grants him a swift death before Dizzy heroically slays the creature with a grenade. But her victory is short-lived. A bug impales Dizzy, dealing a fatal blow. Rico and Ace eliminate the attacker, carrying Dizzy aboard as more creatures swarm. As their ship ascends, a final firestorm from the tanker bug engulfs the battlefield. Dizzy, bleeding out in Rico's arms, succumbs to her injuries. Upon returning, Rico orders Planet P to be obliterated. His request is denied. The Sky Marshal has other plans. As the fallen are honored in a somber space burial, Rico and his friends mourn their losses. Carl, now a colonel, arrives with an apology. The Roughnecks were sacrificed to confirm the presence of a brain bug. With intelligence secured, a new mission is set in motion. Carl promotes Rico to lieutenant, making him leader of the Roughnecks. As the Roughnecks prepare for a fresh assault, the bugs fire plasma rounds into space, directly hitting Carmen's ship. The explosion tears the vessel apart. Forced to abandon ship, Carmen and Xander escape in a pod, only to crash into a cavernous mountain range. Trapped and surrounded, they fight off attacking creatures until they are overpowered and captured. Rico, believing them dead, leads his unit deeper into the caves, seeking the brain bug. However, a sudden intuition strikes. Carmen is still alive. Redirecting his course, he takes Ace and Sugar to search for her. Meanwhile, Carmen and Xander come face to face with the brain bug. Before the monstrous entity extracts Xander's brain, he slips a sharp object to Carmen. In a desperate act, she slashes off the creature's fang, enraging it. Just as she's about to be executed, Rico's team arrives in time, unleashing a barrage of firepower. The bugs counterattack, wounding Sugar, who makes the ultimate sacrifice, triggering a nuke to ensure the others escape. The detonation wipes out the remaining threats, sealing the tunnel behind them. Emerging from the caves, the Roughnecks witness a stunning sight. The brain bug has been captured. Dragged out in a reinforced net, the creature trembles as Carl probes its mind. To everyone's astonishment, the bug is terrified. As the troops erupt in cheers, Rico confronts Carl, asking if his psychic abilities had influenced Rico's decision to save Carmen. Carl smirks and simply replies, "Classified." With their greatest enemy subdued, Carmen is promoted to fleet captain, while Rico and Ace become war heroes. The military capitalizes on their success, using them and the captured brain bug for propaganda, recruiting a new wave of soldiers for the battles ahead. Humanity's war is far from over, but for Rico, Carmen, and the Roughnecks, the fight will never stop. Rico's journey from a reckless recruit to a battle-hardened leader is a testament to the cost of war and the resilience of the human spirit. With the brain bug captured and humanity's fight far from over, the question remains, can we ever truly win this war? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more explosive sci-fi adventures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next mission.